You don't have to hate America to move abroad. I repeat, you don't have to hate America to move abroad. A lot of people move abroad for a variety of reasons, including investment, educational opportunities, and plain old adventure. You know, there are a lot of reasons to move abroad. There are a lot of reasons to want to leave the United States, and not all of them are, well, yeah, hateful reasons or something like that. I'm not judging anyone for having strong feelings about the United States and them wanting to leave. I don't have no judgment. You're not going to find that here. Just thought I'd put that out there in case some of you who are planning to move abroad maybe hadn't thought of that. Sometimes you get caught up in your emotions and in your circumstance, and that happens to the best of us. You know, it's okay. So what's up? I'm Josiah. Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here. We're out here running errands, and so I'm just chilling in the car at the moment in town here in Zanzibar. So it might start raining. It's rainy season, so, but it's still a little humid. So, you know, but those are the town sounds and things like that. So I just want to encourage all of you who want to move abroad, don't give in to hating the United States. I know a lot of things are going down as of late with the new administration. A lot of heartbreaking things may be happening to some of you that are watching that affect your family, your business, your health, etc. Basically, I just want to tap in with you and touch base about mindset, something we do talk about here. Visas, citizenship, investments, a lot of those logistical things are very, very important when it comes to moving abroad. But we've also learned in our experience and with neighbors, people we talk to in WhatsApp groups, people we've interviewed or who have interviewed us, people who have lived abroad longer than we have, people who have only been doing it a few months. We've been living in East Africa generally, the general region, for going on 4 years now. If you're new here, we lived in Rwanda for about a year, and now it's been 2 years and some change here in Zanzibar, Tanzania. And so we still want to talk about how important mindset is when it comes to the United States, when it comes to your social circle. Some of you want to escape a very toxic social circle, maybe toxic family. By the way, I'm not judging or necessarily applauding anyone who's using the word escape. Just do what works well for you. I just want people to be happy. And if that includes moving abroad, going to a new culture, new country, so be it. So be it. So just think about how you got over things in the past that were really, really painful. Think about times where prioritizing what made you feel strong, what made you feel excited, how that helped you and how that sweetened your new experience. That's certainly something that's helped us here in the United States, having left the United States, now living in Zanzibar right now. There are a lot of things we really don't like about the United States. There are a lot of things that have really benefited us. For example, I mentioned citizenship earlier. We're residents. We have not revoked our U.S. citizenship. You do not have to. I have read articles and seen things from people who are like, oh, I don't want to be associated with the United States like that. And so they revoke citizenship and things like that. Totally fine. You're not going to catch no judgment from us for that. Just do what works for you. We hear people say, go where you feel most welcome, go or live the life that you're most proud of, for sure. Especially if it benefits your family or the generations after you. A lot of y'all are building a lot of different things. We're also trying to build up and lay groundwork for family and friends that will come after us as well. But we haven't revoked our U.S. citizenship. We still use that blue passport and the benefits that it still has right now to move about the world within the privileges that it affords. That's something that I'd encourage you guys to still consider, to still think about, depending on what stage of moving abroad that you're at. Don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon to revoke citizenship because people are mad at the current administration, or because there's so much nightmarish, demonic U.S. history, how they've affected the world, policies, things that they've done that are very real, that are findable, in libraries, both physical and online. Don't even jump on the bandwagon to move to Africa just because everyone's doing it. If that's not where you want to go, don't do that. You don't have to move to Africa. You can move wherever you want to go. That, again, benefits you the most. We came down here. One of the reasons we came down here was for investment. Another reason was for health. My parents really thrive in warm climates, joints and things like that. Getting, that vitamin D, we as black folk, people of African descent, really need to be, soaking in that vitamin D. We need it more than anybody else. It's simple things like that, like mental and physical health can affect where you go and why and for how long, so think about those things. Don't be so quick. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but don't be so quick to follow the crowd. Okay, do what works for you. Really sit down and journal the things that you really need. Quality of food, quality of healthcare, business, banking, people, or do they value children? Maybe y'all want to start families. I know I do one day. Education, and things like that. Just, what works for you. Again, this is just kind of an encouragement video, not to hate America, not to give in to hatred of where you are at or where you've been, because it takes up space depending on where you're trying to go next. Me focusing too much on white supremacy, for example, in the racialized culture of the United States has caused me incredible stress and duress, even living abroad, where sometimes I had to catch myself with my family or my girlfriend. She's a local here, where I'm like, dang, am I talking about America too much, or am I hating on America too much? Again, it doesn't deny a lot of the atrocious things America has done. I don't have to be talking about it all the time or living in that headspace all the time, because I love the Indian Ocean here. I love Swahili food. I love learning Swahili, kidogo kidogo. It means slow, slow. Take time, no rush. The slower pace of living, getting to know the different cultures here, Maasai and Chaga and on and on. I wanted to create space to enjoy the space that I'm in. And I'm saying, I just wanted to be encouraging to you guys. And I hope this video and other videos, binge our videos. We link to previous videos in the description of this video. Binge our videos so that you can operate from a place of inspiration and encouragement. Again, nothing wrong with being disappointed to straight up being livid with the policies the United States is doing. If they really they're not conducive to your life, that's okay. You don't got to stay there. You may not be able to pick up and pack up and leave by the weekend, no, but that doesn't mean you can't dedicate the next year, the next couple years, however long it takes, to getting your mind right, journaling the things that you want to do, the things that you love. You might have always wanted to learn a language. You might be very sporty. My girlfriend's very sporty. She likes marathons. She's scaled Mount Kilimanjaro once, maybe twice, I think. There might just be new experiences you want. Again, like I said, some people move abroad because they're adventurous. Some people, my brother, my family and I, we need a little bit more infrastructure, but we have neighbors and friends and people who they don't need much infrastructure. They're fine in it, but they thrive living in the bush, living in the village, no electricity, eating the way the locals do, not worrying about all the different varieties of food and things like that. I love my varieties of food. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with beans and rice and chapati, most of the time, or something like that. Everyone's personality is different. And so journaling and getting familiar with what you need and what you love, instead of focusing on what you hate, getting trapped in that can spell the difference between failure and success in your journey abroad. We've talked about it before, how if you're not careful, you get addicted to the negative stimuli and chemicals that fire off in your brain that you make by focusing too much on the negative. That can even cause you to self-sabotage, where you're like, well, I'm just so used to the way things are in the United States. I don't know what it would be like if I went someplace else. If you're not careful, focusing on the hatred and all of that, that could cause you to self-sabotage and not plan, not look into those visas that you're interested in, not look into the quality of food elsewhere, that you'd really like to enjoy, or whatever it is that once inspired you to move abroad. Because your reasons for moving abroad could also change. They don't have to stay the same or anything like that. It's okay. I wanted my parents to also enjoy more of their retirement. We also felt called, by the Most High to move abroad and do something different than living in America. I grew up in America, living in America my whole life up until about 3.5 years ago or so, right? There are a lot of different reasons to move abroad. I just hope for you that most of them, the good outweighs the bad. The good reasons to move abroad versus the bad reasons to stay in the country that you're in. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, links to the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop linked in the description, where we talk about where you want to go, budgeting hacks and research hacks that benefited us. You think that they'll help you. Links to our members only, a very focused, we're calling it the masterclass tier as well, in members only, where it basically is a curriculum. It's a different kind of vlog, basically, where we go step by step, more in depth with what benefited us. We go even more depth than the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop. Everything I just mentioned, linked down in the description of this video, where you can learn more information. Anything that's the perfect fit for you, we invite you to join. And with that, see you on the next video.